Hey, friends. It's Grace Redmond, and it's always a pleasure to be here with you on Real Talk. I hope you're all doing well. And as always, please feel free to interact with us, here today. If you're watching us live or if you're on the replay, we definitely love the interaction. And also we'll get back, to you with any questions that you may have. And as always, I'm really grateful that you're here with us because I know that there are so many other places that you can be. So thank you. And also, please share, like, and subscribe so we can continue to bring you incredible guests. And I'm Grace Redmond, and I love just bringing you these incredible guests. I get to have real life, raw conversations with incredible people from my circles and communities who overcome challenges and create amazing. Today, my incredible magical guest is Lillian Nasrah. Lillian is a young, dynamic Palestinian American athlete and entrepreneur whose passion for soccer has taken her on an extraordinary journey. For the past 4 years, she has proudly represented the Palestinian National Team, an adventure that began with a shared love for the beautiful game she cultivated alongside her sisters. Lillian's time on the international stage has been transformative, offering her invaluable lessons in perseverance, cultural exchange, and the power of sports to break down barriers. Her experiences abroad have not only forged lifelong friendships, but also instilled in her a deep appreciation for how facing challenges head on can drive personal growth and excellence. Lillian's entrepreneurial spirit shines through as the owner of Lily's Sweets and Treats, a thriving online baking business that showcases her creativity and business acumen. Her drive for personal and professional development doesn't stop there. This fall, Lillian is set to embark on a new chapter as she transfers to Loyola Marymount University to pursue a degree in psychology, which I think is perfect for her because she's so amazing. Help me welcome Lillian Nasrah.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for having me on today.
You're so welcome, Habibti. Thank you so much for joining me. I know how busy you are, and I know you just got back last night from, being overseas. I'm sure you're jet lagged. So thank you for joining me.
Oh, of course, it's such a pleasure to be on. What you do on the show is just so great, and it's a privilege to be on today.
Oh, Habibti, thank you. We're all so very proud of you, and representing the Palestinian National Team is just incredible, especially right now with what's going on. I'm sure it hasn't been easy for you to travel internationally as part of the team considering what's going on. And so how has playing for the Palestinian National Team the last 4 years helped shape your identity?
I would definitely say that it's shaped it in just such a good way towards for Palestinians because of the fact that I feel like without the team, I wouldn't have such an identity with my culture and with my ethnicity. I've, met so many people who have been able to help me grow and learn so much about my culture. Since we live in America, it's very hard to relate and be in touch with who we are. So having that on the side is just so great.
That's so true. It's hard for us to relate, although it still affects us deeply. I know I've felt it. I've been heartbroken, the last 10 months. How has witnessing the war while being on the team with your teammates who are from Gaza and the West Bank, how has that affected you?
It's definitely really hard because of the fact that, in America, we are privileged here and they don't get the same privileges that we do have. And so going there, hearing all of their stories and knowing the consequences that they have to face whenever they come back, because a lot of them do live in occupied territories. And because of that, going back and, you know, people knowing that they played for the Palestinian team during everything that's going on. Some of them lost their jobs, some of them, you know, a lot of them lost their jobs. Some of them got banned from, one of them was a referee. She got banned from, reffing. And so it's very hard knowing that, I could just come and go with no consequences, and they have to face all these repercussions of just, wanting to represent who they are.
It's yeah, it feels, we've talked about this, the guilt, and how do we, and I felt that as well. Like, how do we navigate that privilege guilt that, so many of us Palestinian Americans feel, like including myself? How have you navigated that?
I would just say, being there for them and also trying to spread the word here, because obviously it is hard, not knowing where other people stand on the situation and on the matter. Um, but just, spreading the word, spreading the voice, knowing that letting people know that, what is going on and educating people, I think is the best thing that you can do,
Mm,
because fighting and, arguing with people it's not gonna solve anything, but having an actual conversation and, like, an educational conversation and letting them know, "This is my standpoint and this is why," I think makes a big difference.
I agree. I love that. Something else that we talked about, when we spoke earlier, was, although through the heartbreak, like you witnessed your teammates really use this as a way to just forge forward. It helped them become resilient and want to be better.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about that, because I think that right there is key.
Yeah, so of course. So I think, just, on the field, they use soccer as their outlet.
Hmm.
Um, and all of them were given the chance to play with the team. And so, like I said, they use it as an outlet to kind of express who they are almost. And instead of, falling down under pressure or crumbling under pressure, they persevere through it. And
Yeah.
they use everything going on to help them and to give them strength because they know that what they're doing, it makes a difference. No matter how big or small it is, it's making a difference. Like what we did in Ireland, that made a big difference. It got the world out. It even got the word out, and it even got, the attention of a lot of celebrities that are supporting Palestine, which
Yes.
was just such an amazing thing.
Yes, that was beautiful. I witnessed that. And for the first time in my 50 plus years of life, I've been sitting in front of the TV since, I can remember when I was 5 years old and just confused and my parents crying. And in my 50 plus years of life, this is the first time that I've seen, this type of type of support, one, and two, the first time that we're actually seen, heard, and acknowledged.
Most definitely.
And now, with that being said, what is the best way for those of us, watching, who, I know we said educate. What else can we do to help, help the community rise and move forward?
I would just say stick together. Whether that's doing fundraisers, trying to raise money for, the people back home, or, just doing events, you know, held with Palestinians or even people that are in support, that they can all come together and just be there for one another. And
Mhm.
also, if you know anybody that's, from Palestine, reaching out to them and making sure that they're also okay.
So, what I'm hearing you say, just connect, community, be there for each other, support each other.
Most definitely.
What would you say would be something that you would share, like for someone who may be really struggling with the guilt, who's feeling very down, and what would you share with them to help them understand, like, okay, it's time to rise, and the way that we can help is to rise, is to connect, is to be in community, is to, like you said, persevere and do the best we can.
Um, I would definitely what I would say to help them would just be whether it's, talking to someone about your struggles
Mm.
or, realizing that what you're doing, again, no matter how big or small it is helping. Um,
Oh, that's beautiful.
yeah, because at the end of the day, there's only so much that we can do here,
Yes.
and so any small thing does make a difference. As much as it doesn't seem as such, it does. And, whether that's continuing to spread the word, continuing to talk to people about it, educating others about it, It all makes a difference, and just try to keep that positive mindset because like you said, we haven't gotten this much traction about, what's going on and about this oppression in, years. And so, if we just keep pushing, I think we'll make a bigger dent.
I agree, and it has to start somewhere.
Exactly.
And something, I actually wrote this down that we talked about. Um, you said, in spite of, like we said, in spite of the heartbreak, it makes them stronger, more resilient, and want to achieve. How does that, how have you felt in that way? Do you felt that it's made you stronger and just really more driven to achieve what you want to achieve?
Oh, yeah. I think it most definitely has because of the fact that, not only for them, but also, my parents as well. My dad, immigrated here when he was very young. And so knowing that him and my mom work so hard to provide, a stable and comfortable life for, me and my sisters, wanting to just achieve greatness and do the best that I can in life, not only as a Palestinian, but as, their daughter. Um, that definitely drives me to do the best that I can. And it gives me the strength knowing that, what I can do in my life will make a difference. And, hopefully in the future, if I do become a therapist, I can help those in need, especially, in this circumstance.
Yes, yes. And I love that because as we grow and succeed, we inspire others and then we grow as a collective. And I've never been more driven in my life. And like, it's for the cause. Like, I was getting ready to retire. I'm like, yeah, no, we don't do that because it's not just about, what me or you, it's about, like you said, the greater cause,
Exactly, the bigger picture.
the bigger picture. And so, how do you think your journey, on the team and in soccer has influenced your approach as an entrepreneur for your sweets business?
Um, I would say that, getting the independence of, traveling by myself and traveling with my sisters, knowing that I could do something like that. And because of COVID, since, we had all the time to be by ourselves, I picked it up and I just kind of continued and ran with it. And it bloomed just recently into something much bigger. Um, and so juggling, soccer plus school plus baking has been quite hard. But, looking at, again, the bigger picture and knowing that things will work itself out, and it's just been great. And again, like I said, because of the fact that I was able to travel with my sisters and travel alone and gain that independence, and, growing up with older sisters, I feel like also did that as well. Um, just made me know that I, was able to do something like this.
Mm. It's amazing what you've done. I mean, I've heard and I've seen that your business has just blossomed, so that's very exciting. And over the summer, with the soccer team, that was amazing. You have so many incredible things going on. How do you stay grounded? Because it's overwhelming. It could be even amazing things can overwhelm us. How have you stayed grounded? Like, what tools have you used to help you stay grounded?
I would say family support. My family has always been there to support me, whether, if I need help with baking or, as an outlet to talk to, they've always been there for me. Um, and also, again, just knowing that at the end of the day, that there is a bigger picture,
Mhm.
and, in the future, it will get easier, hopefully, after, it has to get hard before it gets easy. So knowing that, I'm doing all of this for a purpose and I'm doing the things that I love definitely helped me stay grounded because I enjoy doing all of this.
So it sounds like it's been a challenge. However, because there's a purpose and you're enjoying it, it doesn't feel so hard.
Exactly.
How do you manage all of those different things?
Um, I don't know. I did it, definitely it was chaotic and it took some time getting used to, um, took some sleep away, but at the end of the day, I did, I enjoyed it. All of them worked with my schedule really well, and so I just did the best that I could, and I got everything done in time.
Has there been a time where you didn't get things done in time? And if so, like, how did that make you feel?
Um, my time management has actually been pretty good, so I haven't had that happen to me yet, thankfully. But yeah.
I know, because you know what? We are perfectionists. That's that's part of our I think that's part something that we many of us share is the perfectionism, which brings me to because really there isn't anything perfect and we have to fail to succeed. How do you feel about failure?
I think failure is great. I
Mm,
think that failure helps you learn. I think that making mistakes in life help you learn, and that it's a growing point, and it should be used as a learning point. Just like in soccer, if you lose, you shouldn't, feel heartbreak from the loss. You should feel like it's a growing point and
mm,
use that to kind of like better yourself.
I love that. And that's exactly right. I wish I learned that much younger when I was your age because I wouldn't have suffered so much because in the world around me, there was like you could not fail. There was no failure. And then talk about self-sabotage.
Yeah.
So beautiful. You're right. Failure, there is no failure and it's lessons for sure. What was a challenge that you overcame? First, tell us about the challenge, how you overcame it, and how it contributed to your growth while you were on the national team.
Um, I would say that could probably be the language barrier. Growing up in, America, it was very hard for my parents to teach me Arabic. And I never fully learned, nor do I fully understand it, which is definitely hard. And, going there for only, a week or two at a time is not the easiest time to learn it, especially at my age and, doing all the things that I do. Um, and also, if you learn it now with like a teacher or in school, it's a different dialect. And so then you go and it's also very hard. Um,
But we
so
do know the word knafe. How do you
yeah,
say?
I know the basic words, but I don't know like sentences or like some things. I am starting to catch on a bit, but definitely that's been a challenge. So still haven't overcome it completely, but I am getting there.
I love it. And and would you say I heard you, again, the communication, the language barrier. But was there other ways you communicated like with the heart and the spirit that you just got it when you're together with your teammates?
Yeah, a lot of them do speak English, which is really nice because some of them were able to translate for me, um, and some of the other girls as well. But I think we all knew that we were there for the same reason and same purpose, and we all use that, together. And that helped us win in Ireland and also in some of our games in Saudi Arabia, just like the coming together, knowing we're all there for the same purpose, the same reason, and we all had the same goal.
Mm, that's beautiful. What was it like being on that field and winning in Ireland? I mean, I'm just getting emotional thinking about it. What was that like for you? What did that feel like?
It was it was incredible. It was an unbelievable moment. I Obviously we were down, I'm pretty sure 1-0, and then we ended up coming back and winning 2-1. And so it was just, hearing the crowd. I think there was about 5,000 people there and then even more streaming and hearing them chant, almost I think the whole game, free Palestine and all like chants about, us. It brought me to tears during the game.
Oh,
And
I feel it now.
even at the start of the game and like talking about it now, it's bringing me back and, making me emotional as well. But it was just so wonderful because you could see, just in this, in this country, all these people willing to come together, for our cause, for us. And like knowing that they're so welcoming and again, they're there for us. We haven't gotten again this much traction and, you know, this much welcoming in I guess a really long time. And they were able to see us, and not just as Palestinians, but as a whole community.
That's beautiful. As you know, like we talked about earlier, we're definitely privileged for sure. Being on the team and traveling and hearing the stories, how has that changed your perspective on how you want to move forward? Or how has it changed your perspective on the things you want in your life and how you want to move forward?
Um, I would say it has made me realize that I'm not, money is not the biggest thing in life. As much as it helps and, it could give you the freedom to do things that you want, I think, having compassion and caring for others and, staying connected to family and to your community is also a huge part of your life. And
Yeah.
like going back and also, seeing family there or learning the culture is also a big part.
So really at the end of the day, yes, money is amazing because it does give us freedom and it does allow us the opportunity to help and to give back. However, the most important thing from what I heard you say is the relationships with the people in our lives,
Definitely.
especially our family. And so how has your relationship with your family, especially your sisters, changed since you've been traveling with the team?
I would say we've connected, I would say, over it, you know, and my sister actually used to play with me, but unfortunately she did have an injury that, doesn't allow her to play anymore. But we definitely connected and bonded over that. And, I think them seeing me out there, you know, I I can feel that they're proud of me and I know that they're proud of me. And so I think that also brings us closer because, they know that I'm out there doing it for a good reason. And, I'm making a difference. No matter how big or small, it is still a difference. And them able to share that with friends and family is, making a difference in their eyes.
Yes, it is making a difference. As an athlete, how important do you believe mental performance is to your success on the field?
Oh, it's a huge, huge, huge factor. If you're not mentally strong, it's very hard for you to perform well, on and off the field because you have to have a positive mindset about things. And that also comes with time and with experiences. And I think, I've gotten to the point in life where I do have that, thankfully. And, just having a positive attitude and knowing that, soccer isn't a you sport, it's a team effort. So knowing that you have your team behind you and backing you up and that you guys are working together is a big thing.
I love that team mentality because, like you said, it's not just a youth sport; it's a team. How can that translate into life?
You're never alone in life. No
Mm,
matter, where you are, you always have your friends, your family, and like loved ones and people in your community. And they're always going to have your back and support you no matter what you do. And you always know that you could have someone to turn on.
mm. I love that. How's faith played a role in your success?
I would say, having faith in yourself and having faith in others and having faith in God, knowing that, He's going to do the right thing and that you're going to do the right thing and other people are. And having compassion for others is a big, big thing because I feel like you have to have faith and you have to have love for others and love for yourself and love for God so
Hmm.
that you can then grow and, become the best version of yourself. Um, and if you don't have that, I mean, you're not going to fail, but it's definitely good to believe in yourself and believe in other things as well.
Absolutely. Well, believing in yourself. So I'm going to ask you this: how important do you think believing in yourself has to do with your success?
I think it has everything to do with your success because if you don't believe in yourself and if you don't set goals, you're not going to succeed because you have no positivity and no confidence in yourself. And I think confidence is a big key in your success in life.
Absolutely. Now, how have you been able to cultivate confidence? Because, so young, 20, when I was 20, I didn't have confidence or self-esteem. And your generation's amazing. You know, how have you cultivated that confidence so early in life?
I would say I honestly think it's from my mom. You know, she taught me just growing up that you should not care what other people think.
Amen to that.
And I think when I was younger, I mean, I obviously paid attention to it, but I didn't realize how much an impact it was gonna make on my life till, I am 20. And, you know, I the things I do in life, not that I don't care what others think, but, as long as it's what I wanna do and the things that I wanna do in life, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have my family support, and they're
Mm.
gonna back me on it, so if anybody else has to judge, it's it's not my business.
Yeah, I love that because that's what we say. What someone else says about me is none of my business because their judgment has nothing to do with me. It's about their insecurities
Exactly.
and their limitations. I really love this. This is so fun. Again, just, so incredible, the awareness. And it's a testimony to when, again, like you had your family support and they helped you cultivate the confidence of what's possible. Now, let's say there's someone out there and they're watching, and maybe they don't have someone in their life that, is helping them cultivate that confidence and that belief in themselves. What would you say to them? What are some tools that they can go away with to help cultivate their own confidence and belief in themselves?
I would say the biggest one is, one, kind of fake it till you make it a little bit. I feel like whenever you kind of just start telling yourself it, it'll eventually you'll start believing it yourself, even if you don't in that moment. And, just giving yourself, positive encouragement and, positive words, because the more negative you're going to be on yourself and the more negative outlook you're going to have on the world, the the less you're going to accomplish in life and the less you're going to have confidence. When you start looking at things in a positive light, and even the positive light, and just not even yourself but in situations, whether they're good or bad, just like, talking about failure, looking at the positives instead of the negatives of it, it definitely helps.
It does. It does help. Hey, I'm a great proponent. I'm a great, what is it, proponent, whatever, and fake it till you make it, because that's really what I did back in the day. Like I faked it till I made it. Like I got up, I got dressed, I smiled, and it eventually it worked. And I know some people like they don't like that fake it till they make it. They don't think it's authentic. But hey, you know what? It worked for me. And some days, you know, I feel like okay, I don't want to get up. I'm tired, but I'm like, okay, get up, get dressed. And there is something about getting up and talking to yourself that really does work and it turns it around. Um, and it's also important to honor your feelings of when you're not feeling so great. So has there been times where you just, because it's normal. We're going to have that the doubt or the criticism kind of creep up in our mind and we have to honor how we're feeling. How do you honor yourself when you're not in the greatest space?
I would say, like you said, I think I just get up and I still do it no matter what, because, you kind of have to. And even if I'm not in the greatest space, I think, seeing and talking to others definitely gives me some energy and revives me a little bit, even if it's just in, small little chit chats with people, or even smiling at someone and they smile back at me. I worked at the gym at my community college, and I'd have really early morning shifts, and so waking up at 4 a.m. to start wasn't the best situation. But,
No,
all, like, the older people that would go, when you said good morning and they said good morning back, it would give me a little bit of energy. And I'd be like, "Oh, wow," like, I'm in a little bit better mood because, someone's nice to you because you were nice first.
so the connection is what really fuels you. I could relate to that. And so connecting and giving back. So you're going to be going to college, in the fall to Loyola Marymount. Congratulations to
Thank you.
pursue psychology. So, what's your vision for the future, and how are you going to take, the entrepreneurship, the time on the field, to move it into your future?
Um, well, hopefully I will go back to school after I get my bachelor's and then get my master's degree so that I can start working on becoming a talk therapist.
Great.
And I do want to use that to, gain clients, maybe open my own clinic, and then hopefully also use that to connect with Palestinians
Yes.
and, learning their struggles and spreading and talking about it with them. And, maybe even holding group therapy sessions with them. And so just people can connect and there's that sense of community and they have someone that they can talk to.
Yes. So a common theme that's come, that we've talked about throughout, our talk is you talk about community and connection. Why do you believe community and connection is so important?
Because you know that you always have someone there for you. I
Hmm.
think, isolating yourself is never is not always the best option and not always the best choice, but knowing that you have a community that you can always go to when, you're in a time of need is I think the best thing that you can have. And I feel like being Palestinian, we have such a strong community, especially in the Bay Area.
Yes. Yes, we do. It's, even myself growing up, that was one of the highlights of, my childhood is when, aunties and the kids would all come over and we'd spend time together. So I'm very blessed. We are very blessed to have an incredible community, for sure about that. So we talked about, juggling many things, and you're like, okay, I don't have a choice. I just get up and do it. And why do you believe you don't have a choice? Like, what is that drive?
I think making my parents proud and also, doing something with my life. It's not always the best thing to sit on the couch all day. And you don't want to waste your hours of the day, so you might as well start early and get it done.
And
Um,
and I'm with you on that. And where did you learn that? What do you think? Not when you're not sitting on the couch and you're getting things done. What does that allow you to have, do, or be?
um, it allows you to be productive, and I think it allows you to kind of feel a little accomplished during your day, even if it's small little tasks. It's the feeling of accomplishment, and I do think I got that from my mother.
I was gonna say, I mean, and how does that feeling of accomplishment serve you?
I would say it almost gives you a little bit of confidence because it's like you got things done with your day, like, and you kind of give yourself like words of encouragement,
Mhm.
and it kind of fuels you a little bit knowing that you're successful in your day and that you got things done.
And I love that because again, in building confidence, you're so right. It's, as simple as, okay, these are the three things I had on my list today, crossing them out, that helps build confidence.
Hmm.
When we look back, at our lives, the hard things that we overcame help build confidence. What do you think is something difficult that you overcame that helped build your confidence and resilience? Because you're very resilient.
I would definitely say probably you know soccer, gaining, you know going into community college wasn't was a really big transition from the level of soccer, and so I wasn't at the level I needed to be at to be playing, and so getting over that challenge mentally and physically, I would say helped a lot because of the fact that I needed to overcome that obstacle and work harder and be better for myself, not only on the field but also off the field.
So how did that help you off the field?
It I would say it made me more productive, and it also boosted my confidence a lot
Mhm.
because I put in the effort to be at the level of play that we were at, and so then I would play more, and knowing that I put in all this effort and it paid off and I accomplished what I needed to accomplish, it gave me the confidence and I guess the security.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that even if I didn't accomplish it, I would still be proud of myself because, I kind of overcame that challenge of, like, that stump of I'm not good enough, you know?
Oh, how did you overcome that? Because we all deal with that.
Yeah. I think kind of knowing that there's millions of people in this world, and
Yes.
some of them are gonna have the skills that you don't have, um, and just putting in the effort and doing the best that you can, knowing that you did the best that you can, even if it, doesn't work in the end, knowing within yourself that you did what you could, I think helps a lot because of the fact that at the end of the day, sometimes things aren't in your hands. You aren't in control of it.
That's true.
And realizing that and understanding that
Mhm.
helps.
I mean, that goes back to the mindset, everything that you just said, the mindset, the mental performance, the effort, the action, the commitment, the consistency. So all of those things that you're committed to get you to where you are today. And you're right, sitting on the couch isn't going to get you on the national team.
Oh, it's not.
And then how important would you say is, the commitment, consistency, and effort?
It's a big factor because of the fact that, you do have to wake up every day and be the best version of yourself.
Mhm.
And that takes all of those things,
Yes.
it takes commitment to yourself and commitment to other people. Um, and just working on yourself, whether that's working out, going on walks, running errands, doing the things that you need to do to and like accomplish them.
And again, is you keep going back to the confidence, like that builds the confidence when you're, I agree. And when you're seeing the results of the commitment, the consistency, that breeds an incredible confidence for sure as well. There was, how do you think sports can be used to break down the cultural barriers?
I think it brings people together
For sure.
because, not all cultures have, similarities, but because sports, it brings us all together. In soccer, when we were in Saudi Arabia playing against, Nepal,
Mm,
we don't speak the same language, but we're there coming together as a communities, playing against each other for this tournament. And again, communities coming together, um, and even in, playing against Jordan and Lebanon, and Guam, all of those teams, um, just them coming together and playing just brings communities together.
yeah, I love it. Again, it's just the common theme has been community connection for someone. So for someone who's watching, who maybe again feels a little bit disconnected, doesn't have community, what advice would you give to them?
Put yourself out there. Do your research, and even like whether it's talking to a friend that's really involved in their community and going to some events with them, even if you know you're not in their community, I guess you could say. But just do your research and don't be afraid to put yourself out there. It might be a scary step, but in the end, it'll be worth it.
I can agree to that. Such a wise soul. Thank you so much for joining me today. Just incredible. Like I am blown away by the wisdom and just I'm really excited to follow you, follow your journey, see how it unfolds. Again, I'm blown away by you, your generation. So proud of you all. And thank you so much for everything that you've done to represent, the Palestinian, Americans and Palestine on the national team. I'm sure, it wasn't easy. It was challenging, even though it was fun being away from your family. And just, I'm sure it was, some overwhelming moments. And you're just so poised and handle it so amazing. So I just want to tell you, we're proud of you. Thank you for everything you do. And congratulations on an incredible accomplishment.
Thank you so much, Grace, and thank you for having me on today. I really appreciate it.
Very welcome. And for those that are watching, if they'd like to reach out to you, what's the way that they can connect with you?
They can connect with me through my Instagram. It's just my first and last name. Or they can shoot me Or they could shoot me a DM. Yeah,
Okay,
probably
perfect.
the best way.
We'll put your IG there for anyone who's would like to reach out to you. And again, thank you everyone for listening, watching, watching the replay. We really appreciate it. And it's just, again, if please share, like, subscribe so we can continue to bring you incredible, inspiring, people like Lillian. And this is what it's about, is coming together as a community to rise, to move forward, because when we do our best, believe me, it ripples out. So sending a lot of love to all of you. And if, again, Lillian is here, I'm here. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Until next time, we wish you an incredible, wonderful day. God bless, and we'll see you again. Take care. Bye.